just have a little bit more of a funky screen than everybody else. That's fine. But we're gonna be spot on. Everybody's frozen though.
Okay, how do you Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have. Okay, here.
Right, well, my stream is live, guys. So while we wait for Sam to sort out her stream, for the benefit of my stream, it is Sam's birthday tomorrow, and this is her birthday stream. Sam is doing a full-on subathon, so the more people sub, the longer she's going, and I think she's up to, what is it, about 15 hours? So, yeah, we're doing a little 1-hour D&D session as part of her subathon. We may run a little bit longer, but we shall see how we go. I am muted for you. I was just doing a piece to camera.
He's just talking away.
I was just doing a piece to camera there, guys.
Oh okay. All right.
So, are we all good on Sam's side?
I don't know.
Well, she's kind of locking up on her side.
Okay, so she's getting a bit of stuttering, but we're broadcasting okay.
A lot. I can't hear you guys well. Yes, D&D.
So, a little bit of a recap. This is episode 4, but this is going to be a bit of a truncated episode. As I said, we're doing this as part of Sam's birthday subathon. So we're going to try and keep it nice and short and sweet because she's got a lot of activities planned for tonight. And we may pick this up a little bit later in the week, depending on how we do. But so far, our adventurers have released a dragon, because that was a great idea.
Of course.
It had to happen, okay?
They have journeyed to the great city of Ankh-Morpork in search of greater knowledge in how to deal with said beastie, and have been inadvertently press-ganged by the temple priest of Offla into clearing out his catacombs. Because, you know, they lose a couple of...
Thanks to me.
They lose a couple of student disciples down there every
Hi,
day,
BJ.
and he pays well. So they've already explored part of level 1 of the catacombs, but the last encounter was that they'd met up with a couple of skeletons that were guarding one of the tombs within the catacombs, and the skeletons were able to offer quite a bit of fashion advice. Now, in this, our ranger has inadvertently passed out somewhere and has been separated from the group. So the group is unfortunately having to continue on without him in the short term. But at the moment, you guys are in with our 2 fashionistas, and you have the opportunity to take a long rest, which means that all of your HP goes back up to full, all of your expended spell slots go back up to full, and also have time to explore some of your equipment. Because some of you were granted some magical items by the dragon, and you haven't had a chance to play with them yet.
That's very true. Nobody can see you guys.
You know, it's not very comfortable down here with all the rock, but you're welcome to stay the night. You know, we've got some magazines. I mean, the fashion is a little out of date, and the people pages aren't what they used to be. But the who's who in Ankh-Morpork is probably accurate. Hang on, what century is this? I think this is the century of the fruit bat. Okay, maybe not the who's who. More like the who was. So, you guys have the opportunity to bed down for the night. So if you want to bring your hit points back up to full, any expended spell slots or magic that you've used If you've marked off your spell slots, you can bring those back up to full as well. Just going to move my camera around just so it's a better centered.
I'm gonna spill my drink, I know it.
Don't do it.
Diet Coke and PCs do not mix. Actually, no. Tell a lie. Diet Coke and laptops generally aren't too bad. As long as you switch the laptop off quick enough, it drains out. It doesn't leave all the sticky, sugary residue.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, speaking as someone who's repaired many computers for corporations in the past, if you're going to spill anything on a laptop, make it diet soda.
Make it diet soda.
Yeah.
I know, guys. I'm sorry that they're freezing. I'm sorry I can't really see them.
Regular soda or coffee will literally glue your keyboard together.
Ugh.
Now, Brian, you had a little pouch of holding that you were gifted. And you wanted to have a bit of an exploration with that.
Yeah, because I always already pulled out the hat to get the skeletons a little interested in us. So, yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little hungry. It's been a while, so
okay.
See if I can find anything in the pouch there.
Give me a D20, please.
Okay, so is this fortuitous? Did I get a dozen eggs? Because I rolled a 12.
You got a 12. Okay, give me a percentile roll as well, please.
Okay, baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Maybe you better have some big feet.
I don't think that's going to help your hunger.
And I doubled it. I got a 24.
24. Okay. You find a potion of invisibility. So if you want to mark that down on your items list.
Sure.
Oh yes, Brian does it electronically. He doesn't have pencil and paper. It would have been done by now.
Omar's like, what the
Okay,
heck?
come on. You starting to get like soups where you should have told me 10 minutes ago?
It only doesn't work when I switch it back to look at chat, which will happen every once in a while.
When you finish there, Brian, give me another percentile roll, please.
All right. I got a floor roll, just a second. Oh, okay, 25.
25. Okay, you find a potion of flying, and you find another spell scroll, which fortuitously enough is a level 3 spell of create food and water.
Brian, can you create me a Diet Coke?
He's only level 3.
I might be able to.
He's only level 3. It might just be original recipe.
I'll be like, Brian, I'm having withdrawals, Brian.
You don't have a contact high?
Eric, you weren't gifted any gifts from the dragon directly, apart from one major thing which we haven't really talked about. The dragon gave you the ability to speak.
Okay.
Now, I hinted at this at the end of episode 2, but I didn't really go into this very much, so this is where I'm going to tell you how this works. As a golem, for those in the audience that don't know what the Pratchett verse golems are, they are kind of like automatons, like robots. They have programming, and they perform their programming flawlessly and continuously until told to stop. But Asimov's rule of robotics applies to golems as well. So they cannot, by action, harm or allow to be harmed any human. Now, while Mr. Pump, our golem, was imprisoned in the Orichalcum, the Great Library, he was assigned sanitation duties. Because everyone the wizard sent down to clean up the dragon space came back slightly crispy. And the only creature that could survive going into the dragon pen was the golem. So Mr. Pump was actually the one responsible for tending to the dragon. And over the centuries, the dragon became rather fond of Mr. Pump. Now, golems typically don't have the ability to speak. They are basically a giant clay, like a claymation sculpture that's given life. But the dragon decided to make some modifications to you. He took some clay, and he made a tongue for you, and then re-fired you. So rather than clay being fired in a kiln, you've been fired in dragon fire.
You're fired!
So not only does Mr. Pump have the ability to speak, he was born of dragon fire.
He was born to Hulk smash.
I feel like that's important.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you why just yet, though. We'll come back to that.
Of course you're not.
So you can, I'll certainly answer questions about the skills, but what I'm going to do is, because there's going to be a lot of hunting around and fishing for, what can I do as a character? I'm going to limit my answers to yes and no's. So as we go through, if you've got, Eric, if we've got questions about, can my character withstand this? I'll give you just a straight yes or a no. I'm not going to elaborate too much until we can explore the character in more detail.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yes.
Sam, you have a couple of items. What were you gifted by the dragon?
I got the silver egg.
You got a silver stone egg with scaled carvings on it. You also got something else.
I've got a key ring. No, because the library ring I got before that.
You got the ring
And
for the
after-
orichalcum. You also found in the lost and found section of the library.
Oh, I have a patched backpack of holding.
You found a backpack, and it
That
is
is what I found up there.
indeed a backpack of holding. Now, there are rules in D&D for how bags or pouches or backpacks of holdings work. Those rules do not necessarily apply in my world. So do be careful with what you do. But to use bags or carrying items of holding, you have to focus your mind on a very specific item that you want to retrieve from the bag. So if you've put it in there, that makes it nice and easy. I can think of, right, I put my keys in there, so I'm going to think about my keys and pull my keys out. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can only think of things that you put in there. There may be items in there already.
Mm-hmm.
What I do not suggest you do is you turn the bag inside out.
Oh my god.
Why did you tell her that?
They already did, and then he already warned me basically, like, yeah, try that. I'll freaking kill you off, bud.
If you turn the bag inside out, which is normal D&D rules to empty all the contents of a bag of holding out onto the floor, that doesn't apply in the Pratchett verse, because we're working in a multiverse here. And we've also got Sir Terry Pratchett's sense of humour. If you turn that bag inside out, you will create a quantum singularity which will suck the entire fabric of reality into the bag. So imagine that
I don't want
it's imagine it's the lining of the bag that absorbs anything that you put into it. Well, if you turn it inside out, the lining is going to absorb everything.
Maddie wants you to dragon shout.
I saw that.
There is no dragon in this episode, mortal human. Tinky Winky. So what I would suggest is, if you do have an object in mind, so let's say you want to retrieve a potion, you can think about a potion bottle, reach your hand in, and you may get a potion at random. If you think of another item or object, you can reach your hand in and you may get another item similar to it, or you may get nothing at all. So my stream's still up, but yeah, Sam's is frozen there.
Mine's only frozen when I go back to chat.
Oh. That's what you have when you have single core processors. Can only do one thing at a time.
But I found out yesterday I have a server computer.
What?
A server for a computer. It's
Yeah,
for
your current machine is an Intel Xeon, which is
Yes.
an old, like would be an old business machine. It's the kind of machines I used to use when I was programming.
Yeah.
So it is probably an 8 or a 16 core. It's a pretty damn powerful machine, even by now standards.
It is, yeah. It's just not good.
It just
for
doesn't
what
have a
I'm
very
doing.
good graphics card in it. It's got a really tiny hard drive.
Yeah.
But we don't need to worry about upgrading that anymore, do we?
No.
So, do you want to explore your bag?
I guess.
I would
yes.
suggest you start by trying to pull a potion out of your bag. That would be a good start.
I don't know what potions there are. I want a potion of healing. Is there a potion of healing in there? I'm
Okay,
gonna
well,
reach and find
concentrate on what a potion of healing is. I.e. a little glass bottle with a magical potion inside. And then reach into your backpack and see what comes out. Give me a
I always
d20.
picture like a little test tube for the potions.
A test tube? I thought exactly what Omar was saying. I thought exactly that. I was like, I think it would be a little bottle with like a nice. It would be Harry Potter style. Let's be honest.
No, it's one of the little miniatures you get in the hotel fridge.
Where'd my D20?
It's exactly a 15ml bottle of Jack Daniels. Excellent.
Well, like I'm thinking, like, you know, when you get blood drawn, right? The little test tube that the blood goes into, that's usually what I picture it. It's got like the glass vial with a little cork on top of it.
It was only an 8.
An 8. Okay, you pull out one standard potion of healing.
Okay.
So if you want to write that on your character sheet, potion of healing, and that's how generous should I be? That's going to be 3d4 healing.
Wow, that is pretty generous.
No,
Well,
that's
I mean,
pretty standard.
he won some merch. Let's be honest.
Oh yes, that's a point.
You buttered him up before.
Our characters had a bit of an encounter last time.
Have to butter up the DM.
There was a golden room with some effigies of the greater gods of Ankh-Morpork.
Can we not talk about this?
And strangely, our missing player was the one who decided to smash those statues in a bit of a rage. Now,
I was the one that did it, though.
3 of those statues you did recognize. There was Ophala, the crocodile god. Brian, you weren't there because you would have instantly prevented him from attempting to do this.
Yeah.
There
I
was
already down the hall with Sam.
there was
but I was
Om.
also telling him to smash the damn statues.
There was a statue of the god Om, which is the bull-headed statue. And there was a statue of blind Io, which are the 3 principal gods on the disc at this particular point in time. There was also a 4th statue of a woman garbed in silks holding a bowl up towards the sky. And none of you recognized that particular statue. But all 4 statues were smashed. The 4th statue was the statue commonly known as the Lady.
Go on.
The lady.
And many, officially she is not a god, but because her name is invoked commonly at gambling tables,
Lady Luck?
if you believe in something strong enough, it will manifest as a god on the Discworld. And the more people that believe in it, the stronger and more powerful that god becomes.
Diet
No.
Coke.
Oh no.
Just 1 calorie.
Yeah.
So the
Sounds
lady...
like a serious design flaw. No, this is Elder Scrolls. See?
Okay, Sam, do you want to reach in for another cup? Do you want to keep searching around in your bag for some more potions? Give me more d20s.
Yeah, I'm gonna just reach into my bag here and try to find a Diet Coke because I'm thirsty.
Okay,
So
give me a d20.
I believe in my heart that it's here.
She got a 1, didn't she?
I got a 3.
Well, it's a stronger
I
version. It's
found-
got 3 calories in it.
You got new Coke.
True. Yeah, a different kind.
No, it's worse than that, Sam. It's way worse than that. You got a
I
tab
found
clear.
sludge. You hurt your
Wait.
lip?
What?
She got a tab clear,
A tab?
Oh,
which would count as a legendary item.
That stuff tastes nasty.
What did I
Okay.
get?
A tab.
You got a Coca-Cola tab clear. This is so 80s, it's unbelievable.
It's stuff when I was a teenager that
Yes.
had tab.
Okay.
Coca-Cola. No, this was run about Back to the Future time because Marty does mention it when he goes into the diner. He asks for a tab, and a tab.
Because
I wouldn't know.
that was in the 80s, but like tab is from the 70s.
Oh, true. So this was Coca-Cola's attempt to make a cola drink that was completely crystal clear, and they were selling it in clear bottles, so it just looked like fizzy water, which is really all Coke is anyway. That's why I took the Pepsi challenge.
Crystal Pepsi.
Sam, you get a potion of climbing.
Why?
So your tab clear will grant you the ability to climb vertical spaces.
Sweet.
No, it's full of saccharin, by the way.
It'll prove useful, okay? Leave me alone.
You also get a very small, kind of lime green looking potion. This one is in a test tube, which you are able to kind of guess is a potion of anti-venom.
Oh, I'm just noticing your Millennium Falcon in the back there.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Is that the Lego's?
Right.
That's the Lego Collector's Edition one, isn't it?
It is. It is.
That was like the $600 one, wasn't it?
Well, it might be more close to 800, but yeah.
Somebody got scalped on eBay.
I don't want to talk about that. Yeah.
Have you? If you look on eBay, you'll find that there's a Chinese company that made a clone of it,
Yeah.
like 120 quid. It's like $200, but it's
Listen, you know what this thing's gonna be worth in a few years?
True.
probably less than it's worth now because you've played
Yep.
with it.
What? Hey, okay, let's just. Whatever.
Probably.
I'll tell you what though, Eric. When I was clearing out some stuff at my dad's, I've still got all of my vintage Lego space from like 1982.
Ooh.
Some of the pieces are missing, but the vast majority
pretty
of it
cool,
is
though.
still there,
Yeah.
and I can download all the
Use
plans.
tab unless you order something.
If I download all the plans off the Lego website, I can still build some of those playsets.
That's awesome.
Not that I plan to, but I keep the Lego in the house just in case the kids want it at some point.
Right.
I do have a vintage Lego Spaceman. That's before they had the flip-down visors, so it just had the bowl-shaped helmets.
That's crazy.
I've got one of those in the bottom of my fish tank. So he's just standing there, like, attached to a plate, and he's just
There's
standing there at
Lego
the bottom of my
collectors-
fish tank.
There's Lego collectors out there that just like, "Ooh, what? I feel a disturbance.
Well, I was trying to use some Sculpey to make a Mitch Buchanan, you know, from the Baywatch movie, with The Rock. I wanted to make a little mini version of The Rock with his binoculars to put in my fish tank. Because there is that scene in the film. I love that film far too much. Anyway, so you found a couple of items, and you have time to attune to your new magical weapons. Sam, you spend some time examining your stone egg, and this thing really does look like it's carved from a solid block of stone. It doesn't weigh as much as solid stone would. Probably weighs about 5 or 6 kilograms, but it looks like it's been hewn from stone. Could be made of chocolate. You won't know until you try and bite into it.
Break my teeth.
Brian, what you also have...
Forgery or not, though?
Well, unless she gets it examined by somebody with some serious magical ability that can identify it, or unless any of you have the magical spell of identify item, you won't know. Brian, you're going to take some time as well to not only reinforce your holy symbol as part of your rituals and prayers, you're also going to use...
You're tracking on the pamphlets there, buddy.
Yep. Well, I got them all in my back pocket there.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
He brings out like just a little tiny stapler and starts stapling all the leaflets together. You take some time to, in conjunction with your create food and water, you take some time to create 2 vials of holy water. Which is probably lower African river water, given that you're a disciple of Offla. And crocodiles don't really live in the purest of fresh water. Muddy riverbank with a bit of hippo piss in it would probably be about right. But if you want to add that to your inventory, 2 vials of holy water.
Yep. And I also got that mace, too.
You have that mace, which you are now attuned to. So you'll be able to use that with its full ability. Now, Sam, did I give you or Dustin the cloak?
Oh, that was
Dustin. Dustin
Okay.
has it.
Right, Dustin's going to have some fun with that cloak.
I want the cloak of invisibility.
Oh, I didn't say it was a cloak of invisibility.
I call it one.
Yeah. The lady is going to be having a bit of fun with Dustin, which probably explains why he's not here.
Maybe.
Okay. Are you going to take what? Are you going to take turns to stand guard, or are you just going to trust the skeletons to do that for you? Really, it's no trouble, sweetie. It's not like we've got anything better to do.
I mean, I don't need to sleep anyway, so
True.
You
Miss-
can keep an eye on it.
yeah.
Until we turn him into a real boy.
So we have Mr. Pump standing with his little glowing red eye sweeping the room like a lighthouse across a very sordid beach.
And I can't sleep.
Yeah, Maddie wants to know if we're going to be manifesting a Diet Coke god. That could well happen.
If
That
you
could-
wish
We
hard
need to.
enough,
Man.
it can happen.
If enough people believe in it, it will happen. That's the joy of the Pratchett verse.
Diet Coke. Diet Coke.
Of course, if it's going to be, I'm trying to think what the disciples would look like. They'd probably be like South American pygmies and really, really skinny. Yet wear a lot of ripped denim.
Ripped denim.
With holes in the knees.
It's like
Yeah.
Diet Coke break. While they're wrangling horses or like building a brick wall or something. Okay. You spend some time with the skeletons. They give you a little bit of instruction and they give you some information about what is actually contained in this tomb. Further down, they warn you that there is a space in the tomb that even they don't dare explore. It seems to be guarded by other skeletons who are considerably more aggressive in their behavior and their attitude. And we just don't like those kind of people, really. I mean, they the armor, the tatty clothes, they don't even do their hair properly. They just have no standards, dearie. No standards. Not our kind of people at all, no. Also, they know that there are two very large catacombs buried somewhere down there. Again, this is part of the tomb that they've never been able to explore themselves, but, you know, word gets around. You know. Heard it on the bone vine. So while you're here, they direct you to a small crack in the wall behind them. The space they were in, remember, you kind of punched your way through a very loosely mortared wall, and you found what was almost an ossuary. 6 alcoves carved in the walls with bones of famous people, perhaps, or senior priests, or maybe just very, very rich patrons of the gods from many centuries back. And these 2 skeletons have been standing guard. But towards the back of the room, not the way that you came, but in the other direction, there is a large crack in the wall that's opened as the ground has shaken and subsided a little over the many centuries. And you can see that there is a small, very dimly lit passageway. It's lit almost with like a natural phosphorescent glow. You imagine those little deep sea animals that have bioluminescence. You can see little pulses of light, like fireflies dancing around, but they're not actual fireflies. And that illuminates a very narrow crevasse in the rock. And the skeletons seem to kind of point you to that way.
Let's go. Let's go, team. Join.
Okay.
Okay, who's gonna lead the way?
Brian, you got the pamphlets.
Brian's used to knocking on random doors.
Have you offered any to the skeletons, by the way?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
when I gave them the hat, I was also handing pamphlets to them too, and they just
That's
kind of
true.
looked at them and was like, okay, what's this?
You did actually notice that one of the skeletons did kind of slip it into its back pocket.
Oh, his quiet friend.
If it wasn't a skeleton and if there were eyelids, you may have kind of got the impression that he would have been winking at you. Generally on a bare skull, it's a bit sinister. Nonetheless,
Want to keep my symbol covered when I'm near him, though.
Nonetheless, Brian, you lead the way. You squeeze through this little crack in the wall, and as I mentioned, it's a crevasse that's just where the rock has literally split apart, and it's left this kind of weird, odd-shaped crack in the wall that's almost a tunnel. It's not something that's happened recently. This has happened many, many centuries ago. You're walking on what would be broken rock and rubble that's slowly filtered down, and sand and dust has filled in the gaps. So it's almost like you're walking across a very rough stone path, which has just been...
So the walls, they're not like a sharp texture to them? It's
Oh no,
more
they're very
dull.
sharp and ragged and very irregular. And if you look up towards what would be the ceiling, that could be anything from 4 or 5 feet high to maybe 30 or 40 feet high. So this is literally the rock has broken in two and left this passageway that allows you to walk through. Sam, you're able to...
Sounds like the work of Bruce Almighty.
or subsidence from dwarf mining. You never know.
That's what I said.
Those little buggers do get everywhere. Mr. Pump, however, isn't quite so blessed, and he needs to kind of go flat and kind of shuffle through this crevasse. In the meantime, scraping and the grinding of stone upon stone, he leaves a Mr. Pump-shaped outline in the crevasse as he kind of squeezes his way through.
little bit of chalky clay behind him.
Little bit.
Surprisingly, no. He leaves no residue of himself behind, just an awful lot of grain, maybe not sand, but little chips of rock and bits of gravel as the walls of this sheer space just crumble as he passes through. Mr. Pump is made from tougher stuff than you realize.
Kind of adamantium version of clay.
Screaming
Now, as you proceed through this tunnel, you find that the tunnel is kind of sloping downwards as you're moving through, and after about 40 or 50 feet, it opens up into a small cave-like space. Can I get a D20 perception check from everyone, please?
at me. Ooh. Okie dokie.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Now, quickly for the audience, while we're doing this, for those of you that aren't familiar with D&D, I'm just holding up a very basic D&D character sheet. Along the side here, you've got the skills, the main skills that our characters have, and these can be determined by dice rolls and such when you're creating your character. And then slightly to the left of that, you've got your specialist skills, and these can be everything from history to investigation to acrobatics, and this is how you customize your character. Now, a perception check in D&D is your natural ability to notice things. Do you kind of feel that spidey sense tickling? Do you are you the observant type when you see things? Actually, that looks out of place. Something looks wrong there. Let me investigate further.
Well, I got a total of 5, so I'm gonna say that's a hard no.
Now, we add our wisdom bonus to that, right?
For perception, yes.
So I've got a total of 20.
You said you had what as well, sorry?
Wisdom.
Your wisdom bonus.
Eric, you're looking at your dice very confused there.
Yeah, no,
Damn dice. That one's going in the bin.
Because the first one I rolled, I feel like I might have flipped it before I picked it up, but it didn't matter. It didn't make it any better.
What did you get?
I got a 5 the first time and a 6 the second time.
Okay. Brian, since you're the only one that got above 12, it's hardly a high bar I'm setting here. It's really not. Since you're the only one that got above 12, you hear a kind of scuttling sound on the stone above you. Everybody roll for initiative. So D20 plus your dex bonus.
Manifesting a Diet Coke, God.
Oh, hey, natural 20. I don't notice things, but I'm ready to go.
D20 and what?
Plus your dex bonus.
16 total. Hi, Vads. Hello.
Brian?
Soups.
I got a 10.
My clock.
Okay.
My clock is the clock. What do you mean? Your clock is off by a few hours.
Okay. Brian, as you're the only one who notices this sound, you have the opportunity to react.
Okay, so in the room itself, is that dark or is still the phosphorescence there?
It's still got the kind of phosphorescent glow. They seem to be the glow seems to be coming from fissures of material that are buried in the rock. That are just glowing gently. You may be getting very high doses of tritium radiation here. But we'll worry about that later.
Well, just as long as nothing's falling off right now.
To be fair, it is green. It could well be
Should
uranium.
be okay.
Yeah, it could well be uranium. It is glowing quite green.
Uranium fever.
Okay.
So I'm giving you a free action here, because you're the only one who's noticed this.
Well, I think probably my best course of action here would be to back up towards the crevice with my shield up.
Okay.
So just to prepare against anything coming in.
Um.
And then say there's noises above.
Okay. So you raise your shield. You reach down to your belt and unhook your warhammer. Sorry, your mace. And take a defensive posture. The rest of the party notice that reaction immediately, but they're a little bit slow on the uptake.
Yeah, I think I would be especially slow.
Sure.
Sam, with your superior night vision, you notice some shapes descending from the ceiling on what looks like little spider webs.
No, 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 no.
Eric,
no.
you are going. Mr. Pump is going first on 20.
He's gonna crash it, isn't he?
It kind of looks that way. Okay, so presumably spiders.
Well, your golem vision can see absolutely perfectly in the night, so you see
Right.
everything around you as if it was daytime. You are a magical creature, after all.
Yeah.
And you make out very quickly. You see two spiders that have already made it to the floor. They're reasonably large, about the size of dinner plates, and 3 more descending on very fine silken webs from above you.
Okay.
So it kind of sounds a little bit like Big Al from Arachnophobia.
Twitch compression.
You wait till we get to the Tremors reference. Then you're in trouble.
I feel like raging would be a good
Going
idea.
to crash the stream.
So are we going for pump smash here?
Yeah. Am I going to ignore anything about weapons and just assume it all means unarmed?
You are purely hand to hand.
Yeah. Okay.
So am I gonna be like eating dirt here in a few seconds?
It depends if he actually steps in front of you, or just decides to smash over the top of your head. Because you may.
Because I backed up into the entrance of the crevasse.
Yeah. The cleric may quickly realize what the inside of a golem's armpit smells like.
All right. So, yeah, I'll just go with whichever is closest to me.
Okay. Get a d20 attack roll.
Yeah.
Plus your strength.
13. That's a 20 total.
That's definitely a hit. Now
Right.
you're unarmed, so an unarmed strike would normally be a d4. Given that you're a magical construct, I'm going to give all of your unarmed attacks a d8 plus your strength.
There it is. Oh, I rolled an 8.
Right, you kind of push your way past the priest, and with a huge clay rock-shaped hand, just slam that down onto the dirt, onto one of the spiders. There is the sound of rock hitting rock. There is the sound of rock hitting spider hitting rock. And there is the sound of a quite grisly squelch as that happens. Okay, go again, Eric. You get a second attack.
All right. That was an... Oh, no. Now I rolled a 19.
That's going to be a hit.
Yeah. And then that's a 5 plus a 7.
Okay. You see the other spider that's already on the floor. You kind of lunge forward and stomp on it.
Very good.
That one has gone to the spider god in the sky.
Bye-bye.
Sam, your turn now on 16.
I want to shoot a fireball at the bunch of spiders that are gathering towards us.
You've got firebolt as a
That's what
cantrip.
I meant.
Yep. So firebolt is like a little beam of, almost like a little raggedy laser beam that you can fire from your hands. So I need a d20 to hit.
I got a D4. Ah!
Okay, plus your magical ability, remember. So plus your intelligence and your proficiency.
Where's proficiency?
So proficiency should be next to you, just underneath your character name.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay, then we have 12 in total.
12 in total. Okay, that's a hit. Roll for your damage.
Is that which one's that?
For firebolt, let me quickly look it up. I believe it's D8. Okay. Oh, at lower levels it's 1d10.
Oh. Okay. Where's the one with 10? There it is. That's not it.
It's the ones that look like diamonds.
There we go. There we go. 4.
4. Okay. You zap one of the spiders with your firebolt. It kind of sizzles a bit and shoots back off of its silken web and hits the wall behind and slides down.
Motherfucker.
Brian, your turn. There's 2 more descending from the roof above you, and there's one that's just hit the wall ahead of you.
Okay, I will swing my mace at the one on the wall ahead of me.
Okay, give me a d20 attack.
We can't. We gotta slay the dragon.
The dragon is busy!
True. Demolishing other towns. I'm so sorry.
Laying waste to entire cities.
I got a 23 altogether.
That's pretty much a hit. It kind of squeezed it there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a damage.
No.
Now, do I add strength to this, or? It's just
For
straight roll?
damage, it's only the magical damage, so it's just the plus. Was it +1 or +2 I gave you?
I don't know. You didn't say.
I did say it was a magical mace, didn't I?
Yep.
So, dice roll +2.
Okay, I got 8 because I
8.
maxed my dice.
So you take a swing at the spider that Sam blasted. You're kind of squinting, so it's a 22 did the trick, but you're kind of at a disadvantage. You're the only one without dark vision. You didn't use your light cantrip yet, that's why. But you did manage to see where the firebolt hit, and you saw the spider fly against the wall and hit it. So you focused on that position and you went for it. You pound it with your mace. There's a huge thunderous crash as your mace hits the stone. And you see lightning bolts erupt from the stone where the mace has hit it.
Nice.
So you know your mace is no longer just a standard mace. So on your sheet, make sure you add that it's a +2 mace, because it is magical, and you've got additional lightning damage that's being done.
Lightning.
So now it's the turn of the spiders.
No.
So the spiders, being natural predators that they are, almost ignore Mr. Pump because they don't see rock as a threat. Instead, one of them goes straight for our thief.
Wait, do any of them pass me?
Not yet, no. The last 2 are still descending. They're still basically hanging from their silken threads. So
I should have jumped on Mr. Pump's shoulders.
Sam.
You're climbing on people again?
Yes.
Sam, one attacks you with a 22.
Rude. That's really.
Yep. So you are going to take 1 point of physical damage and 4 points of poison damage.
Oh, that's no good.
So 5 points in total damage, and you are poisoned.
Boo.
So that means that your skills are slightly impaired for the next couple of rounds, which means that you'll be attacking with disadvantage, and you will be taking additional damage over time, unless you use an antidote to the poison.
Do I have to wait until after this combat thing to try to grab it from my bag or no?
You can do that on your next turn, but you have
Okay.
to wait till your next turn to do it.
Yep.
And that would be considered your action.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I'll wait, but yeah. Whoever's turn it is.
Okay.
Oh, shit, spiders. Oh.
The other spider is going to descend upon you, Brian, because it saw you killing off its sibling.
Okay.
And that attacks you for an 8. Guessing that's not a hit.
No.
Okay.
Wow, let me die.
That ends the spider's turn. We are back to the top of the round, which is Mr. Pump.
All right.
Smash him, bro, smash him.
Whatever is closest again. That's a 5 plus a 7. So
So you've got one that has just kind of landed on Sam's back and has already sunk its fangs into her.
yeah.
And there's one that attempted to spring down onto Brian, but kind of slid down the back of his armor. And is basically kind of dropped to the floor and trying to right itself.
Okay.
Well, it's like on the ground like this.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My intelligence isn't great, but I feel like I recognize that we're here because of the priest. So I'm gonna go for the spider that's on Sam.
Okay. How exactly are you going to do this? Because it is on her. If you're going to try and attack it or try and brush it away from her,
Yeah.
because she's so close to it, it's literally on her. You're going to have to attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
So 2d20s and give me the lowest of the two.
So the one
Well, just pull its legs off.
Yeah.
So the original was
Grab,
the lowest.
pull.
Was 5 plus 7, so 12. No,
Okay, that's a hit.
is my math right?
You get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Math is hard.
Yay.
Roll for damage.
You saved
Oh,
me.
that
You
was
saved.
a 1.
1 damage.
Yeah.
Didn't
plus,
save- didn't
plus,
save me.
7 plus 2 because of my rage, so 10.
Okay, how do you want to do that one?
You rage quit that
Can
spider,
I just
bro.
like
You rage quit it.
rip, like actually grab the spider and just rip it off and throw it against the wall?
You could grab the spider and holding it in your hand just go smack against the wall.
Yes, I like it.
What I was thinking more was that you would go pink and the body would go flying across and the legs would just be stuck there.
I can see that. I can
Yeah,
see that.
no, that's better. That's better. Yeah.
So
Scream
you
at
lean over towards Sam's to the back of Sam's neck and go pink. The body of the spider is hurled against the stone wall where it just splats. Meanwhile, the legs are still there and just slowly.
No.
Right.
so-
You do have another attack, but you're not within range of Brian. Do you want to move towards him?
yeah, am I able to do that?
You can move towards him.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, dual attack, and yeah. Okay, you move towards him, and you're able to attempt to stamp on the other spider.
Okay.
Again with disadvantage because you're so close to your comrade. You're a big
So
guy.
11 was my low roll.
Okay.
7.
Plus all your bonuses. That 11 total.
It's so 18 total.
18. Okay. Give me damage.
I rolled an 8. It's dead.
It's dead. Brian, in the confusion, because you have no dark vision, you're kind of relying on the glow from these fissures of phosphorescent rock that are glowing in the walls of the cavern. You just about make out a shadow moving behind you, and then a tremendous thump as what sounds like a granite block being dropped on dirt. There's a little brush of air around your robes, around your hair, and up underneath, in between your legs, as the dust kind of envelops you, and you turn to see some glowing eyes staring down at you from Mr. Pump. If he could smile, he would be.
And if I could see it.
Well, all you see are the two glowing red eyes looking down at you from 9 feet up.
That's terrifying. Quite terrifying. Man.
Oh man.
Okay, our spiders are down. Sam, you are going to take 1 more point of poison damage.
No. Okay, fine. Thank you very much for the 50 biddies, King. I appreciate that a ton. Soups is right on the dot.
Is our time expired now?
Apparently. So are there any far away? Like, are they all still? Oh, there's one near Brian, right?
No, all the spiders are dead.
Close
That's
to
them done.
Yeah,
All of them?
All of them are done.
they're very
Oh, you
dead.
just smacked all of them.
Yeah,
You're
like
just-
there was only 4 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to
literally
shoot
killed
one
all
with
4.
my bow and arrow.
Can I get D20 perception checks from everyone again, please?
Oh, well, that's not good.
Magic. That's music to my ears, that's for sure.
It's a 10
Well,
total for me.
It was very tenuous, but I actually rolled a 2 on the dice, not a 1.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got an 8.
17 in total. I got a 17 in total.
Sam got a 17. Sam, you're 17.
No, I'm 25 almost. Thanks.
I knew that was coming.
Brian knows me too well.
So, with all of your modifiers as a rogue, this is where the rogue comes in really handy. So, in total, it was, what was that, 25? Your dark vision and your elf forest senses are, well, your spidey senses are tingling because there are spideys.
Because they probably still have some in my back?
No, because there's a clicking sound of what sounds like crab claws coming from high above you. Turns out these were the little uns.
Oh.
Boss battle!
As you slowly lift your head up towards the roof, and even in this very dim light, you can see very clearly what's going on. You're looking up and you're seeing 8 glinting eyes looking back down at you, and some giant mandibles just together as
Oh no.
Mummy starts descending on a silken thread that's probably about 1 inch across.
I'm almost like so tempted here. Get away from her, you bitch!
Oh my goodness.
Brian,
Goes
I'm
with
going to
the
give you an
sword,
inspiration point
Naruto
for that one.
style.
Brian,
What's that?
you've got an inspiration point for that one. You can use that.
Oh, yay, Brian!
You can use that as a free action at any time. Make sure you
Well,
mark that
yes,
on your
it
character
is
sheet.
like one of the good movies that I really liked.
Make sure you mark that on your character sheet, though.
Yeah, sure.
Sam, you are. Who just had their go? That was just Eric. You just took out the last spider. So Sam, it is actually your turn.
Okay. And it's right above me?
It's above you, about 10 feet above you, crawling out of the crevasse. This thing is big.
Is run away an option?
Um,
Can we all just like run and hide and
you
not
can
be dead?
squeeze back down the corridor that you came from.
Mr. Pump ain't gonna squeeze back down that corridor, that's for sure.
Mr. Pump is far too pumped for squeezing
Yeah.
anywhere. Or you could attempt to continue down the path that you were traveling and hope it leads to safety. Hope.
But then I'll leave my friends.
You would be. Well, I mean, they would probably see that you've buggered off, so they might follow.
I don't know. I'm
Oh.
pretty sure I would take care of the spider.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to back up to with everybody else and not be straight underneath the bugger.
Okay. Are you going to attack? You're still in combat.
Yeah, I mean, it's up high. I'll use my bow.
Okay, give me a d20. I'm trying to remember what I gave you for that bow.
18. It's 1d6.
Did I give you any? Did I give you a +1 or a +2 on that bow?
No. Wait. Like in the attack bonus area?
In the attack bonus, yeah.
Oh, there's a +3 in the bow attack bonus, and then in the damage it's 1d6.
So when you roll your attack roll, you do the d20 plus your proficiency, because you're proficient with that weapon, plus any bonuses the weapon may have. So if that's +3 total, then it's your
So
dice roll
24 in
+3.
total.
So that'll be your dice roll +4 then.
Sorry, there's an alert going off. Say that again. What do I have to do now? I
So-
got 24 in total.
Okay, so 24 is a hit. Roll for damage.
And that's the 6, right?
That's the d6, yeah.
4.
Okay. So you kind of squash yourself back against the wall, kind of putting your arms out to warn your colleagues that there's something coming.
Dun 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 dun.
Quickly pull an arrow, knock an arrow, and shoot straight up into the ceiling. Mr. Pump, you see exactly what's going on here. Brian, you hear the sounds of the rogue's bow being drawn, the creaking of the wood, and the sound of the string being released. And you hear a whooshing sound as the arrow goes up above you. And you lift your head and you see, well, you didn't really want to see this, but you've seen it. The spider...
It is wrapping up sleeps. I'm pretty sure we'll be done after we do whatever happens with this spider.
The spider is not happy. It's the spider's turn now.
I don't like this spider.
Spider makes a web attack with a 23, aiming for the entire party. You are all restrained. So the spider web shoots down towards you to the ground, pinning you on the ground and the wall. On your next turn, you can attempt to break free of the web, and that's going to be a strength check. So for now, you are pinned in place, and the spider continues to descend, almost leisurely, even though it's taken a wound. It seems to be enjoying this part of the hunt. It's taking its time. It wants to savour this one. It hasn't had fresh meat in some time. You've also killed its children, so it's not going to be gracious
True,
about
that's
that.
true, we did.
Okay, Brian, it's your turn. The only thing you can do is a strength check. So give me a d20 plus your strength.
Uh, 16.
Are you proficient in strength?
Oh well, yeah, I guess so.
So add your proficiency then. 19. Okay, you manage to kind of rip your arms free of the web. I'll take that as your movement go and your bonus action. So you do have an action available to you, but you're going to be at disadvantage.
Yeah, I couldn't really cast a spell though.
You
That's
can
more
do.
of a complex. I thought that was a complex action.
I mean, your left hand is holding your shield, but your fingers are free.
Okay. Because I do have a cantrip that can cause damage, and that is the Sacred Flame.
So cantrips can be verbal or they can be somatic. So you could be using that as a spoken word if you choose to. So I'm happy to allow cantrips for things like that. So if you're going to cast Sacred Flame,
Yep. So that's a Dexterity save.
on the spider's behalf, what's your DC?
17.
Oh, okay, that's going to be tough. Let's see, Sacred Flame. 1d8 radiant damage. Dex saving throw.
Well, I actually have 2 on it.
Spider rolls a raw 16. So that's going to be a pass.
I should just use disguise self and disguise myself as one of its babies, and then be like, "Mama," and then lead it away.
Now that's the kind of thinking I was hoping for.
That's what I might do, because I don't think I'll make it through this. Yeah, interesting.
Okay, so
Interesting way to finish the game.
The spider has passed that dex check, so if you want to roll your damage, it will take half damage.
Okay.
So 1d8.
It's actually 2d8.
Oh, you're doing it at level. Ooh, okay.
No, that's what I calculated it out to. Because I think it has to do with some of the abilities that I have.
Yes, that's right.
Of course, these are like super hard to read. So I got 12 altogether.
So the spider's going to take six damage from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, making grilled cheese.
I am. It's gonna be great.
Okay. That's your turn over, Brian. Eric, back to the top of the chart. You need to do a strength check to break free of the web.
It'll be the one time I roll a 1. Oh, okay, 13. So 20 total.
Okay, you managed to kind of, you very easily pull free of the webs. The spider is kind of it's no longer hanging from the ceiling. It's basically crawling down the wall and staring at you.
Okay,
So
can
if you
I
want
reach-
to attack it, you'll have to move towards it and engage.
Yeah.
Okay, pump smash. D20.
Can't forget crackers, King.
Oh, that's a 5, so it's a 12 again.
12 total.
Yeah.
So that's a miss and second attack.
That's an 8. So 15.
That's a hit.
Good. 10 damage.
10 damage.
That was a 1, by the way. I rolled a 1.
Cheers, Brian.
Okay, so you kind of sweep at it with your first arm, and it kind of scuttles out of the way into exactly the path of where your second swing is gonna go. You smash through 2 of its legs, exploding in bits of green ichor and splatting around across the wall. And the spider kind of squashes itself back against the wall and tries to scurry back up.
Can I flip it off on its way back up the wall.
Well, you've used both arms. What do you want to flip it off with? You're not an anatomically correct
Don't answer
golem.
that.
Okay, Sam, your turn.
Can I try to? Oh, he's like backed up against the wall, though, right?
You've kind of got Mr. Pump in the way, but the spider's back against the wall. It's trying to scurry back up out of the range of the golem. So you can attack, but you'll be attacking with disadvantage unless you want to move into a better position where you've got a clean shot.
Well, I was going to move, yes.
Okay.
To the other side, so it's more like we're more cornering him.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll attack.
You still using your bow?
Yeah.
Okay, give me
same as all the other ones.
D20.
13.
Plus
16. 19.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll for damage.
6. Yes.
All right.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
I wanted to get an arrow in the knee.
You've got 6 to choose from.
The third one. I shoot. It's such a true thing, though. I'm gonna hit it in the knee, and then it's gonna go death.
My only weakness. Damn you! How did you know?
Yeah.
It'd be better if
its third knee.
it didn't kill it. It just like got up and was like, "Well, I can't be doing this kind of stuff anymore."
Shit! Now it's time for a career change. I'm gonna take up knitting, and it scuttles back up.
That's funny.
Okay, so you notch your arrow. You aim at what you think is the main body, but you're not quite as accurate. Mr. Pump's moving around. You let loose. The the arrow flies absolutely spot on true. Pierces through one of the spider's legs at the knee joint. Goes clean through and then pins that leg back against the rest of the body. It's too much for the spider to take in one go, and it drops to the floor with its legs kind of chittering.
Yes.
And now I'm gonna flip it off.
Yeah,
Sam.
we all will.
Sam, you also need to take 3 more points of poison damage.
Shit.
That was from earlier.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so you've got a couple of little dead spiders and one rather large dead spider, or at least you think it's dead. You're still in this small cavern that's about 30 feet across. You've got 2 exits. One to your right, which is another continuation of the cracked wall. One ahead of you, which looks like it's been caved in. And I think that's probably a good place to pause for today.
Yeah.
So,
I'll see you later, King. Thank you so much for being here. Soups wanted us to drop an atomic bomb on the spider.
they're not high enough level for that yet, Soups. Gonna need at least a level 19 artificer to build them one of those.
The nuke cantrip.
Now, you say that. You say that. And there was that 18d6 fireball that I unleashed on a group of drow that slagged the entire tower and almost took me out in the blast. But that's only because I didn't count the spaces properly.
That's what I was kind of picturing in my head when he's talking a Noop, and then you're going, you know. It's like, oh, he's
Right?
gonna talk about the
You know
fireball.
that meme of Dumbledore in Deathly Hallows when he's spinning the wand and there's the fireball just raging around him. Yeah, imagine that, but much smaller and really
That's very
stupid.
true.
Yes. Right. Okay, so we'll pause it there. That's about it for what we're going to cover on Sam's stream tonight, because we've got a lot going on with Sam this evening.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to pick up at another day this week? Let me know when you're available,
Yes.
and we can continue.
I booked some time off, so I have like all the way up
True.
until I have to go to work on Friday night.
Okay, so we've got most of the week available for you.
And I'm working evenings this week, so I'm good to go after work. I get off like a half hour before we would normally start. So
Okay.
It works out.
So
Oh, cool.
Sam, it just comes down to you then.
I'm good any day. Also, I don't want to. We usually go late, so there's no point in doing like a Thursday night where I would interrupt a Sea of Thieves. That's all. Like, it would probably be better if it was like the Monday or the Wednesday, but
Well, also just
or
to
Tuesday.
try and find out what Dustin's doing too, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, we got to talk to Kralis.
Okay. Well, let's say provisionally, let's say Monday night, and we'll finish off episode 4, because this is really just the first part of episode 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's say Monday night for the next part, but we'll double check with Kralis to see what his availability is, and then we shall continue through these catacombs as I throw more monsters at you. Gloves are off now, guys. Gloves are off.
Gloves are off.
Sorry, no. The armored leather gauntlets of +1 holding are off, with extra flipping off action,
Yeah.
because that does +1 shame damage to your enemy. I did once have a barbarian that used to keep his warhammer tucked in the back of his underpants. Because he wore just like the leather cross harness, and then he would tuck it into the back of his Y-fronts.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So literally, when he pulled his hammer out to attack, there would usually be a pube stuck to it. And because he was a tiny ginger barbarian, when he hit you with that warhammer, there would always be an extra D4 shame damage that one of these ginger pubes is just stuck to the face of whoever he's attacked.
Oh, gross.
That was a good game, that was. I like that character. He was fun. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. I'm going to just pause everything here, and we'll pick this up maybe Monday night. For the guys on my stream, thank you very much for joining. This will be episode 4, part 1, which I'll upload to both Twitch and to my YouTube, because I'm cross-posting this to a YouTube playlist. And we are going to continue with Sam's game. Sam's streamathon. So I think what we'll do is we will pause everything here, and I think it's probably best if we raid Sam.
Oh,
Because
that's so kind.
if you're not already in Sam's chat, you probably should be.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like, what the heck? What the heck you doing, you crazy dragons?
Watching Soups heckle us about the time.
That is true. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
Soup
heading out of
doesn't like
here
Thursday.
Soup
No,
is like,
not
not
on
Thursday, not
Thursday."
Thursday. That's why I said it. That's why I said, ain't gonna happen.
Okay, well, guys, thank you very much then. Raiders are on the way. And we shall see
Bye.
everyone on Sam's stream in a moment.
All right.
Oh, it means I have to get back to work again.
True.
I've finished my 3rd liter. I need a refill.
Oh, I'm gonna pee myself, so I'm gonna go do that. Okay, bye.
Bye.
I.
True.
I finished my 3rd liter. I need a refill.
Oh, I'm gonna pee myself, so I'm gonna go do that. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, we are going to get out of Zoom. There's the raid.
Do you love me?
Omar, thank you so much for the raid. It is much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. We need another song now. Omar is raiding? Yes, because we just finished up. We just finished up. I need to make it brighter in here now, because it got real dark real quick. Whew. Okay, so guys, I really have to pee. Really gotta pee, and I just want to like stretch for a couple minutes, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start up the marbles game, and we're gonna try out marbles. I don't know if it's gonna work on my computer, but I definitely want to try. Therapy. Yeah, I swear I put it under Raiders, but it's just under Raider, I guess. Thank you, Brian. Thank you a lot. And thank you to the people that came in on Omar's stream. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Ooh, ooh, woo, woo, woo. 3 minutes. Okay, going. We gotta go right now. Help me with this. Help me with this, please. We need to leave. This is fucking bullshit.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton.